I'm Victor, and today I'll be making a whole food plant-based style mushroom vegetable soup and bean soup. Mushroom, vegetable, and bean. The whole food plant-based means that there will be no oils or fats of any kind otherwise than naturally present in the foods themselves, and there will be no dairy or animal products of any kind in the soup. So it follows the guidelines for people who are eating a whole foods plant-based diet. These are our ingredients. We have pinto beans. We have a bag of large lima beans, a pack of dried shiitake mushrooms, 2 containers of fresh white mushrooms, 4 onions, 1 head of garlic, a bunch of fresh cilantro, and 1 bunch of fresh curly parsley, and salt and pepper. No other ingredients will go into this soup. I have put the beans, the pinto beans and the lima beans into a pressure cooker pot and filled it up with cold water to the maximum fill line and lightly salted the water. The idea is to cook the beans first in a pressure cooker for approximately an hour or an hour and 5 minutes, so they will be really soft and not have to soak them overnight or keep them on a stove for hours until they get soft. Pressure cooker is ready to go. The lid is on. I'm going to program it high pressure and for about 65 minutes. I'm going to hit start, and that's all we have to do as far as the beans being cooked soft. Okay, so we're going to chop up the onions now, or slice the onions. No special way. You can be rough with them because they will pretty much melt in the soup as the soup continues to simmer. We're going to take our garlic and we're going to, instead of chopping, we're going to mash each clove of garlic, and then we're going to put them into the soup, just like that. Okay, and now we're going to cut up our mushrooms in no particular way, small to medium pieces. Okay, we have some white, shiitake mushrooms dried. We're going to pulverize them, grind them in a coffee grinder to a powder, which we will also put in the soup to add mushroom flavor. It's ground to a fine powder. Okay, I could chop up the curly parsley and the cilantro, but I just don't feel like doing it, so I'm going to put them in a food processor and just chop it up, process it that way into kind of like a fine particles, not like a very, very fine, but just like as if I would chop them up with a knife. Okay, we have the finished cooked beans in the pressure cooker pot. Then this is the pot for the soup itself. Right now we're going to transfer the finished cooked beans from this pot into this soup pot. Okay, we're going to also add all the other ingredients to the soup at the same time. Onions, the chopped garlic, the smashed garlic, the mushrooms, the cut mushrooms, and the chopped up food processed curly parsley and cilantro. We're going to add water. We're going to leave ourselves about an inch from the top, and we're going to put this on the stove, heat it to a boil, and then reduce it to simmer for about maybe an hour and 20 minutes. We're also mixing this before we put it on the stove. During the cooking, we'll start adding salt and pepper to taste. Okay, our soup is now simmering. It's been simmering for about 25 minutes. As you can see, I have it on a very slow simmer. There is barely any bubbles breaking the surface, barely. And this will actually go for another hour, maybe a little less, but the total time for simmer should be between an hour and 20 minutes. I have to add something. When I was putting the ingredients in the pot for the soup, I didn't mention putting in the powdered mushrooms, the shiitake mushrooms, but I put those in too. And also while I was adding salt and pepper while I was cooking, I really wasn't happy enough with the taste, so I added a little bit of soy sauce, and I added a little bit of dry nutritional yeast flakes to taste. So you might want to consider that. I believe that soy sauce happens to go very, very well with beans and mushrooms. So soy sauce and nutritional yeast, I'm not really mentioning amounts. It's strictly to your liking. Add as little as much as you want. But I do have to say that while the soup simmers, the flavors will get more intense. It will cook out a little bit and become more concentrated flavor wise. So it's always better not to over season in the beginning until it's almost done. That way you can avoid making it too salty or too spicy when you put everything in at the very beginning. So we will come back to it when it's ready to serve, and we'll have our taster give us her opinion. For now, we're done with this clip. Okay, as you can see, the soup now is finished. It's finished simmering. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes. It has a very good consistency, and the taste is really, really good. As it cooked, it became more sweeter from the onions. But I believe right now it's finished. So we're going to grab ourselves a little plate and pour a ladle of the soup for our taste test. Okay, this is the finished mushroom, bean, vegetable, plant-based whole foods style soup.
Okay, so I'm going to taste this lima bean and pinto bean mushroom vegetable soup. And it looks so nice and savory. Let's see how it tastes. And it tastes just like it looks. Rich. And the mushrooms just make you think you're eating meat, which I love. And the seasonings are perfect. And the beans are cooked just right. Very good, honey.